Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. So good. Oh, golly, you know, like always, I have so many things to share with you. We're going to art journal today, and we're going to use some of the things that we've made before. But don't worry, if you haven't made those yet, I can tell you briefly what we did, and I can you can refer back to the past art journal, the past pop and paint parties. They're always there. It's a good time to remind everybody that if you've missed one of the pop and paint parties, you can always go to the top line. You know, the top line across the page says posts or something like that, and then there's a long line of different words, blah blah blah, and at the very end it says more. Click on more. A pull down tab will come down, and there'll be something that says photos and something that says videos. Click on videos, and there you will see every video I have ever made on this Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook page. So you have access to all of them, and I try really hard to put a little bit of a description in the caption so that you'll kind of know what's going on. But and I usually try to say if it's a correspondence day or if it's an art journaling day. Some of them are, you know, we mix it up a little bit. But I wanted to share with you something that I had started in yesterday's class, where I had some elements that I had created with the vintage Papeterie and the Lucinda. Maybe it was Lucinda, or maybe it was Card Candy 2. I don't remember exactly. But, so I had created this background, right? And remember, I die cut it and put it down on a black base, which I think worked tremendously. And then I glued down this flower, and I liked it, but it just felt like it was kind of flat, like everything was all the same. And so I went around, so I thought I need some contrast. So know this, take your watercolor colored pencil. I took black, and I think I have some other grays here that I was fiddling around with. And let's pick a lighter gray, okay? So I just dipped my watercolor colored pencil in water, and then I just created a little line around the edge of this flower, and then I do a multitude of things. Maybe I smudge it with my finger, maybe I come in with my paintbrush, a damp brush, and I just move that color a little bit so it just kind of creates this shadow effect. And I think that it really helps pop this flower. It kind of separates the two. Do you know what I mean? So then each element stands on its own. I am not seeing comments this morning. Well, hello, Michelle Hamilton. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Nancy. How is everyone? Good morning, Vicky. Oh, I wish it was 74 degrees here, but it is not. And you know what? I will just deal with it. That's for sure. Everybody make sure you have a great big water. Let's take a drink. Okay, so I just wanted to share that's a way to create some contrast when maybe you've already painted your images and you've glued things down, there's still a little bit of savingness, if you get my drift. Good morning, Tam. How are you? So I had this idea about, well, you'll see. So do you remember these images, right? Hey, Lisa. How are you? Well, Vicky, we will have to try and get together and have a Coke or lunch or something. Lisa, where are you watching from this morning? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, so I'm going to start fussy cutting these. Hi, Roseanne. I'm going to start fussy cutting these flowers. Remember, we're fiddling around. Hi, Doreen. Everybody let me... Oh, very cool. Where in California? My mother-in-law lives in Oceanside. So I'm fussy cutting these flowers, and I kind of have this idea that I want to build a page with these elements that we created in past pop-in paint parties, right? So I have an idea in my head. Let's see what happens. Ooh, Sacramento. We used to live in San Francisco. We lived in the city for about 2 years, a long time ago. Good morning, Lindsay. How are you this morning? Well, all my pals are watching. Michelle and Lindsay. So I am just fussy cutting these flowers, like I said, that we painted in a past pop-in paint party. And you know, I like to, I don't have to use whatever we paint right away. I can just enjoy the process of painting it and then set it aside. I have giant stacks of things that I've painted. Good morning from Germany. How are you this morning, my sweet? It's not morning for you though, is it? What time is it there? You are probably afternoon, huh? So I like to enjoy the process for what it does to help me. Do you know what I mean? Like my artistic brain, my kind of fulfilling whatever the need is that I'm having. And painting is different for me than building. Oh, it's late afternoon. It sure is. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you? So I, oh, 2 Cheryls. I have this idea about building this page. So I started with my vintage Papeterie, and then remember we painted it with watercolor ground, and then we painted a pattern on top, and then we splattered some, and then we had painted these flowers. And so I'm just gonna kind of rough cut this one that's flat on the bottom. I'm feeling like I want to build a page. Well, I have 2 ideas. Don't you always? Hey, good morning, Cheryl. Thank you so much. Hi, Pam. Tell me where you're watching from. I am in Peoria, Arizona, which is a suburb of Phoenix. on the west side of Phoenix. And we are not far from the football stadium. So my paints are, so here's my paints. I have this giant palette that my friend Tessa helped me build. So I have almost all of the Prima watercolor confection tins. But I found that I kept using the same ones. You can see the ones that they have big wells in them. So to combat that, West Michigan, shut up, we're in West Michigan. I am from, well, I was born in Escanaba, way up here. My early years were in Sault Ste. Marie, and I grew up in Bay City. So anyway, this big palette is on my Amazon little shop on my website. So we put all of the little tins, right? I know where you're from, Linz. Anyway, we put score tape down and then we stuck them down, and then Tessa created this amazing swatch chart for all of the colors that I have. She brought me a laminating sheet so that I could laminate it, because look, I already have a big blob of yellow on there. I have some pink on there. It happens. Anyway, so this swatch chart corresponds with each of the collections of colors, right? So you can find this chart. You can find this chart in my Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott Facebook group under files. So you can print it off and have it for your very own. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I know I'm way into oranges and pinks, but you know, that could change. Most bright colors are kind of my jam. I saw in the magazine that we're both kind of in the same pink and orange mode right now, Miss Linz. So I've done a couple of experiments. You know, we've working on these with these layers of interests. All of the vintage papeterie and my hand-drawn designs. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. But I still like them bright, Linz. I still like my fall colors bright. I just am not a they can be pastel, but vibrant pastels. Do you know what I mean? That's what kind of just speaks to me, and always has my whole life. Love you too, Linz. A great big hug from me to you for your mom. Good morning, Renee. Okay, so now I've fussy cut those flowers, and here's my big idea. I want to take my art journal and if you're new here, you should follow and like us, right? Follow and like Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. And all my artsy classes and my art printables, all of those things are available on my website, www.annecorbiere-scottdesigns.com. But also know that we we like to art journal in a composition book because then people aren't intimidated. Oh, I have a million other art journals, but this one is easy peasy for us to fiddle around with. Okay, so good morning, Keels. I'm going to find a page that has, doesn't have a backer, right? So, this page is just one layer, right? This is our Valentangles. Does anybody remember creating those? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue stick this background onto this page. So then that gives the page thickness and a little bit of more stability, and it's a nice house for this one. So what I do is I take my glue stick that's right here on my messy desk somewhere, and I cover my whole, oh, ick. I know, I have to go to the dentist again at the end of the month. Yuck. Although I do feel bad for my dentist. She's a really nice person. I would hate that job. Wouldn't you hate that job? Anyway, let's fiddle around with cutting this down to size. I know I want to first, I'm going to go through and trim off, let's see, all the excess white, right? At least this is how I do it. You know, you might do it in a different way, and that's okay. You do you. So we know that I'm going to end up trimming off way more than this, but I just need it to be a little more manageable, and let's go all the way there, and then we'll pull back. Right? Okay, so now we know that it's a little more manageable, right? And we're going to glue stick this down, right? So, and I do it probably like a child would do it. I just glue stick the whole back side of this page, then I cover it as much as I can, especially the edges and the middles, so that we're so it has a good strong base of adhesion. Is that a word? I don't know, but you know what I mean, right? Now I like to kind of, if I look kind of at an angle sideways, then I'll see any places I might have missed. And then let's jam this in, right? And I'm just going to kind of work it in to the spine. And then really smush it down. You know what I meant, Keels. All right. So let's let that sit for a little minute, and then we'll trim off the excess. And while we're doing that, I have this cool, so remember I told you I went to the art store, which is kind of more like a, more of a stationery store. And then we went to that toy store. And while we were in the toy store, look at this ruler. Look at this unassuming ruler. Very practical. But shut up. Wait till you see what's on the back side. Shut up. Rulers of art. And look, it has all kinds of great painters listed on here. And do you see that price? $2. $2 for hours and hours of fun for me. Rulers of art. I just thought that was so cool. So just, you can find little treasures in lots of unexpected places, you know? So I will just put that in my little pencil cup, and it will just make me happy. It will just make me happy all the time. Hey Sylvia, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where are you watching from? Okay, now I'm going to pull this back and trim off the excess. And I just like to take a moment to kind of work everything together. You know what I mean? Like work on my seam, work on the wrinkles. Not that I mind the wrinkles, I do not. But this is the time to kind of work them out, if you are so inclined. And now I'm just going to trim off the excess of that background. Art journaling should be just for fun, not work. Do you know what I mean? It's where we work out our ideas, where you think up something and then you play with it in your art journal. That's why I thought I need to show you that we can make those art papers, we can paint images, but you don't have to use them right then that day. You don't. You don't have to finish a page right that day. You absolutely do not. Trim off this last little bit right here. Kind of do it when you feel it. I tell my design team all the time, create when you are inspired and when you're able. When you're inspired and when you're able, amazing stuff will happen. Amazing stuff. Okay. Oops. Glue stick. The perils of a glue stick. Number one, I'm kind of digging this just the way it is, because shut up, look how pretty it is, right? But then I'm also thinking I want to arrange these flowers on here. So the common denominator is the green, right? So this is kind of a corner piece, I'm feeling like. And this piece, hi Connie Johnson, how are you? I'm kind of digging that. What do you guys think? Hi Beth, good morning. How is everyone today? Born in Lansing, brought up in Detroit, lived in Midland, oh very cool, and now in Hudsonville between Grand Rapids and Holland. I have some cousins that live in Holland. That's such a pretty place, isn't it? Good morning, Luann. Welcome, 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 everyone. So this is I'm fiddling around with this idea, right? Or maybe, do I want to put them over here and have this guy here? Or maybe I want that. What do you think of that? I think I might like that better. Central Oklahoma. They are, Connie Johnson. So where in Central Oklahoma are you? Are you near Oklahoma City? Are you south of that? Sylvia, where are you watching from? How about you, Beth? I just love to know where everybody's from. Kathy, I read your review of the Monet and the interactive Monet. And you know what? I was wondering if that would, because I noticed when I was leaving, I think when Keely and I went to see Klimt, they were advertising the Monet, but it was many artists. It was many artists, like lots of impressionists, all at the same time. So I was wondering if that would be the case, that it was, you know, I mean, I do like any excuse to see art, that's for sure. I think I kind of like that, and then I can journal. Okay. Oh, very cool, Connie. Bainbridge Island. Oh my gosh, I have been there. It's so pretty, isn't it? It's just lush and Brooklyn, Michigan. Shut up. Very cool. Good morning, Lenora. How are you? Okay. I'm gonna just bite the bullet and glue them down. And I probably shouldn't be gluing it on top of the page because I'm gonna be getting glue stick all over everything. But I've already kind of started, you know. Look at how pretty that, oh, that's making me so happy. Good morning, Sarah. So pretty. Okay, this one seems like I was kind of fiddling with the, I love this group too, Vicky. I do. So I have a whole bunch of Happy Mail that's going out today. Oops. So be on the lookout. In the next couple days. You guys! Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Look at that. I'm really liking that. And you know, oh, I just love it. Hey, Lenora, are you a reader? Do you like to read? Oh, Renee, I'm so anxious to see what you do with them. Are you doing the Stitch Club? Are you doing individual ones? What are you doing? I am almost done with Colorado. Like, I'm so incredibly close to being done. But I couldn't keep my peepers open any longer last night. So I'll finish it today and then start anew. I think next is North Dakota for me. Okay. So I'm gonna set this aside because then I had, like, once I did this one, remember we've talked about, don't do something just one time, do it a bunch of times. If you do it a bunch of times, then your creation is gonna grow and grow and grow, right? And you're gonna like, oh, what if I did it with this? What if I did it with that? So here's one. Okay, so I have a book for you to read. It's called, takes place on, oh my gosh, Renee, then you absolutely need to join my Stitch the States with Anne Corbiere-Scott, because I just have, once a week, I just slow stitch and chat. And then you get to kind of see, because I changed my colors. I changed the colors from the recommended colors that Adornit suggested, and I kind of just did my own jam, because like I said, I really like bright colors. So I feel like I want to do some of that outlining with my watercolor pencil to give me a little bit of contrast between my flowers and my background. So I'm going to take kind of a medium gray, and I'm just going to go around the edges. So just by doing this, do you see how it's already starting to add just a little bit Yeah, I would love to stitch along with you. Then we get to stitch for a whole year together. How fun is that? And are you thinking you're going to make a quilt with yours, Renee? So just that little bit is really starting to add a little bit of dimension. A little bit of contrast. I want to make a quilt. I just don't know exactly what, but I told myself I have lots of stitchy time to ponder it, you know? I have 50 states to stitch, so. Okay, I'm digging that. I'm digging that, but I really feel like I want to deepen it. But I want to go around, I want everybody to have the same amount, so I'm going to go around everything. And then maybe come in with my damp brush and move that color just a little bit. Then I'll kind of see what I'm dealing with, you know. There we go. Okay. Oh, so Lenora. So, a member of my tribe wrote a book that's so, oh my gosh. It's just so good. And it's, I talked about it in, so you see I'm just little by little wetting that. I talked about it in the interview in Strawberry Moon magazine. And I was just drawn to Strawberry Moon because of, you know, Strawberry Moon to our tribe is big, you know, it's a big thing. So that kind of was my first, it's what drew me to the magazine. And then once I got that first issue, oh my gosh, if you're an art journaler, you'll love that magazine. So I'm digging that. I'm digging that. So this is the magazine. So if you get a chance, check it out. So anyway, the name of that book, Lenora, is Firekeeper's Daughter. So I would love it if you read it and then we can chat about it. I would love that. Okay. So I'm just going to, little by little, start to smudge this with my damp brush, like I said, all the way around everything I've drawn. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit darker gray, maybe even black, and give me a little, build that contrast just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So I'm going to set this aside. And do you remember we painted this background? I believe it was last week. And so I was really thinking about, I wanted to do kind of the same thing with the painted background. Good morning, Auntie. Everybody take a drink. I was thinking I wanted to do the same kind of thing where I used this as my base, right? So I want to glue it down in my art journal, but I want to paint some flowers to lay on top. So I did a couple of things. So the first experiment I did was this. I printed the Lucinda art printable off, and I painted it with watercolor ground, but look at how smeary it got. That watercolor ground and my wet paintbrush just smeared that inkjet ink. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I'll do something with it, but then this one. So this one, I printed the, I think that this is Vintage Papeterie 5 or 6. I printed it, then I painted it with the watercolor ground, and then I ran it back through my printer to get the Lucinda flowers. Anyway, I saw this technique and I was just like, oh, that looks too fun. So this is what I saw. So they, and I don't remember the person, but I think that I saved the link, and so I can go back. Okay, so I'm gonna wet my colors down and try really hard to remember which, okay, I know which purple I used, and I know which yellow I used. It's the turquoise that I'm not exactly sure, but it won't really matter. Okay, so I'm really wetting everything down because we're gonna start out. So we already have 2 layers, right? Well, 3 layers actually. We have the Vintage Papeterie 5 or 6, I don't remember which, and then we have the watercolor ground, and then we printed Lucinda on top of that, and now we're going to, I'm going to move my water over here. We're going to do this. I'm just going to work that water into my paint, right? We've talked about that before. And then I'm just going to start splattering, right? Splattering, splattering, splattering. Like, tell me you can't like do this like in a million different applications. And the girl who did this technique, oh, I promise I will put a link. She did a giraffe, and it was so amazing. It was so amazing. Okay. Get a little more purple. Okay. Rinse our brush. Let's come in with our yellow. I mean, it's all a great big experiment, right? Now let's do our blue. Oh, I just love it so much. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry. While this is drying, let's read out of the comfort book. And then, I don't know, I think I might want to do one more layer. Oh, we have a short one today. Happiness. Happiness occurs when you forget who you're expected to be and what you're expected to do. Happiness is an accident of self-acceptance. It's the warm breeze you feel when you open the door to who you are. Come on! How amazing is that one? I just love that. Oh, this one, okay. Let's read another one because that was short. When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. Helen Keller. Come on, how amazing is that? Right? How amazing is that? It just speaks to me. I think I'm going to help this along just a little bit because I want to get into the next part of this technique. And there's a little video. It was on Instagram. Oh my gosh. So, Renee, our art book is a composition book, and now is the perfect time to buy one. Go to Walmart or Target or wherever school supplies are sold in your area and get yourself a composition book. They come in two different kinds. They come with lines or they come with a grid. I just like the grid because it's kind of interesting. But you can do, you do whatever you want. But that's all you need. That's all you need. And we come here, we usually meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If I'm traveling, I'll bump the day. So like this week, we had pop-in paint parties yesterday on Wednesday, and then again today on Thursday. And then my stitch along was bumped to 10:30. Yeah, I did see one when I was on vacation for $2, and I almost bought it, and then I was like, please, I have like probably 10 here. Because, when you find something good, you want to snap it up. So yeah, now, and if you go on my, if you get on my newsletter, and I will post it in a blog post, the back to school art supply shopping list. Debbie, if you click the little bell, then you'll get notified when I go live. If you click the little bell that's up at the top. But yes, you can always watch on the replay. Go to that search bar across the top of my Facebook page, and at the very end it says more. Click on more, and then you'll see the pull down menu that says photos and then videos. Click on videos, and there you go. There they all are. Okay, so what that girl did, so she did this splatter painting, and then she came in and started to paint, but not too much, just kind of enough. So I think I'm gonna paint in my centers with the yellow, but I'm trying to be careful to not mix, because I really like the polka dots. So little by little. And remember, turn that substrate. You want to make it as easy for your hand as possible. So to try and avoid blending, I'm just pouncing my color. Right, there we go. Pounce, pounce, pounce. Right, so do you see, like, we're just going to do this slow build of color, right? So this one got a little muddy. That's all right. Let's dry it and see if we can build on top of that. These are all still pretty bright yellow, and I'm digging that. That one is still pretty wet, I think. This one is too. Okay, so what I know is that opposite on the color wheel, remember, we love our color wheel. So remember, yellow and purple are across from each other on the color wheel. So let's have those work together on our creation, right? So let's take that lavender, but it's a oh heck yeah, as much as I can, Linz, as much as I can. So I'm going to this red violet, but like the lavender version of it. Let's start to build that out. And then you see, I'm just going to kind of pounce it out so it's it gives the illusion of the entire petal being painted that color. But you see how that purple, the lavender and the yellow just make each other pop. So I'm just gonna little by little build my layers. Here we go. I haven't watched my CBS Sunday Morning. Has anybody watched it yet this week? I love CBS Sunday Morning. This seems a little wet, so I'm going to pounce off a little bit of that and come in here. Oh, here's the thing. No artist profile. I love when they do the artist profile. I know. So you can watch it on YouTube, Linz. I watch it on YouTube all the time. Sometimes I record it. I think that might work, Debbie, to, you could do a light painting and then splatter. I'm just following what I saw this morning. I mean, that's the beauty, Debbie, is that you can just keep experimenting. Do it this way one time. Do it the other way another time. Then you're going to think of another way and another way. Just keep trying it. Playing with the technique. And just here's my best advice is take your time. Do not rush art. When you rush art, it looks like rushed art. When you take your time, number one, you're starting to ponder. You start to ponder things like, I don't know, what you're going to have for lunch today. But you're also going to ponder, what would happen if like you just said, what would happen if I painted a light painting first and then splattered? Maybe paint a light pattern first, splatter, and then enhance it with more, right? We're mixed media artists, so we like to put layers and layers and layers of colors and different mediums. I'm just doing the base of the petals right now, but I just did up here and I was like, oh, what will I do next? Kind of digging that. This one, I feel like I need a little bit more intense. There we go. Did you watch it, Keels? CBS Sunday Morning. Like, I feel like I really want to really build on this. But in the end, I want to mount them on here because shut up. How cool is that going to be? Thanks, Beth. I'm just loving it. I'm telling you, just try something new. Just open up your mind and your heart and your soul and your paints and try something new. So I have a whole new product line, Linz, and I call them Vintage Papeterie. And they are, I collect old paper. Like my husband says our homeowners can't know how much paper is in our house. Anyway, I collect old paper and vintage the one that you are looking at, it's not a yearbook paper, it's an old order form for a tailoring company. Anyway, it's something that I've been playing with for years creating on top of it, you know, drawing on top of it. But now I have created this product line where I sell that paper that I've scanned, and then we create on top of that. And they're only $1. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. There's one under here too. Yeah, I don't, like, I really want to build some of that blue in here, like maybe at the base of the petals. Maybe I need to let this dry, this layer dry all the way. I hope that you are all inspired to go try something fun and new. Just remember, don't steal an idea. Give the other person credit. I will post a link to the Instagram that I got this idea from. That, you know what, in the world of art, there's just an unspoken rule that artists don't steal from other artists. You can be inspired by somebody else, but don't steal it and act like it's your own idea. So, just keep playing and experimenting, and this isn't exactly what she did, but I will absolutely give credit where credit is due, because if you don't, then you're just a stealer, and that's not a good thing to be. Who wants to be that guy or that girl? Anyway, I feel like I want to keep going on this. I have so many other things to do today, but I really want to keep going with this. I'm telling you, wait till you see that giraffe that she did. It was amazing. It was amazing. I adore you all. I am, I'm still hemming and hawing about what I'm going to do with this one, right? I don't know exactly, but I'm kind of feeling it. I'm feeling like I really want to go around with a little bit darker, watercolor pencil to kind of create even more of a contrast. I'm gonna take a mat and then find my perfect quote. You know what? I don't remember Lynn's, but I will look them up and find the link and put it in my Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott Facebook group. I just have to go back and find it and pray that I saved it. Why would I not save it? Does it happen to anyone else? You see something really cool, a recipe or an art style or whatever, a cool mountain range, and then you don't save it? And then you search for, like, you can go down that rabbit hole for way too long. Way too long. So Renee, get yourself an art journal. And we will keep making art. That's for sure. So it is looking like time to sign off. I adore you all. I am so grateful that you take time out of your busy lives to just sit down and have some artsy time with me. Well, absolutely. Did I see it on Instagram? Did I see it on Facebook? Did I see it on YouTube? Did I see it on TikTok? Did I see it? Was it a reel? Was it a, you know. Oh my gosh, mine too, Keely. I do that too. Because at least with the screenshot, I can see the name of the person and I can see the picture. I swear. I swear. Ain't it the truth? I adore you all. Thank you so much. Go paint something fun today. Try this technique out. And then try it in another way. Thank you, everyone. I will see you soon. Bye.